Boom. We are here. Hello.
Bo.
Hello and welcome. So, this is episode 13 of season 2 of Lost Legacy, our D&D live play. I will be introducing you to my players. They'll tell you who they are, what they're playing, if they have any cool projects that you should know about. We will, they'll let you know. So we're gonna start with person that I always generally start with, which is Chris, because that's how he looks out in the Twitch overlay. So Chris, why don't you tell them who you are, who you're playing, and what's going on?
Hi, that's me. I'm Chris. Hi, I am playing our friendly neighborhood changeling rogue, Finn, who's got all the weird mind magic. And as far as special projects, just I run a D&D game on Wednesdays on my channel, Players and Creators. Also, starting up a new band called Hag Privy. No.
Amazing. That's such a good band
I'm
name.
gonna say this, dude. If you wanted to run an all bards game, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down
Oops,
for
all
that.
bards. Let's do it.
Yeah. So no, that's actually a joke that came from our game on Wednesdays, where there was actually a hag privy, and someone was like, "Hey, that sounds like the name of a band," and we just kind of ran with it, and it became a T-shirt. So, so that's pretty much me in a nutshell. That's what I do. I'm super psyched for this game, so I can't wait.
All right, thank you. Next is Rennie.
Oh, hello. My name is Rennie. I am part of the Unconventional Heroes team, helping making stuff happen. Today, I will be playing Disbin Tinderfoot, a goblin paladin raised by halflings who is got a heart of gold and a head full of peanuts.
I mean, sure. Peanuts is that's the right
Hey,
answer.
listen, my animal, my dog, summoned companion is just as smart as I am, and I want everyone to realize that me and Reggie have the same intellectual prowess.
Perfect.
Don't
Awesome.
worry, man. We'll at some point we'll polymorph you into a giant eagle, which has a higher intelligence.
That would be very funny.
Smartest day of my life.
All right. Next is Norm.
Hey everybody, I'm Norm. I think I'm not muted. Am I muted?
No, you're good, man.
You're good.
Okay, great. I'll be playing Kellen, Rock Gnome, Artificer. Likes to make things blow up. Kind of slips and mentions his name's Kaboom once in a while, but happy to be here after a little bit of a break. Thanks to Gene for running this baby.
All right. And then I am, of course, your dungeon master, Gino, or GM Gino, or Gene, if you know me in real life. But so uh, we have channel points that if you are just watching and tuning in, you can spend those to either give the group inspiration or a player inspiration or their character inspiration, or you can just say group and then they can kind of choose how to do it. And then, or you can pay a little bit more points and give me inspiration as a GM, and I will use it either against your players or maybe if I find a cinematic scene or something that I think deserves the use of it, I will spend it. And so it could be helpful, likely going to be detrimental. But that's why it costs more. Because this is a collaborative storytelling game. And just so people aren't confused, because I've run through this in a few tables, the way we do inspiration here is you can either use it before the roll, which is fine, like if as a rogue, if you want to guarantee to give yourself advantage, or you can, before you know the result of the roll, spend it to do a reroll. Just so, and that's how we've always been playing it, but I've never openly said it out loud. So now that it is clarified. Besides that, let's, I guess, get into a recap. So, last we left off, our heroes entered the city of Draven's Rest, a coastal city in the like a kingdom of a humanoid kingdom. So mostly humans, half orcs, half elves, some elves, but mostly human based. And there is a plague apparently about the town that as they were coming to the cities, they were all kind of scanned with a light bit of magic, some sort of detection of things. Everyone checked out fine and were fully allowed in, but they warned everyone there's a sickness going around. It doesn't seem deadly or super contagious, so everything seems fine, but they're worried about people coming in and out of the city. So once that happened, came in, you met some urchins, you did some reverse pickpocketing and pickpocketing, and made some contacts to also sell some goods you have. And you were on a mission because you were looking for Nadia Peacepennies, one of the old heroes who had rumored to die, but seemed to maybe have faked her death. But that turned out that actually she is dead. And the thing that remains of her is her daughter and her shadow. Nadia's actual shadow, which is a shadow companion. Um, you after going back to visit the scene of the crime that Dizzy was part of during our little bit of growth quest. You met, you found, you found some results that there were some caves blocked off that weren't before and under construction, and you found a strange mirror that was like obsidian and covered in runes. Due to, I believe, Kellen's knowledge of artifice and magic, you realize that, and you, as standing in front of it, you noticed duplicates and copies of yourselves would wave back, but it wouldn't be exactly perfect. Uh, After that, kind of playing a little bit of a pantomime game, and then Finn piercing the veil of death with a telepathy and maybe giving himself some brain bleed, uh, managed to make contact, and you learn that there was this shadow named Lamont, and that his master or its master was taken. You broke the mirror, freeing Lamont, and learned that it was Finger's assistant, and that Lamont actually knew Dizzy, but Dizzy didn't realize it, as they had met before. Um, with that, Finn taking that knowledge went into the precinct because realized that she was Fingers was a special investigator, and got some notes and found that she was researching some sort of strange activity with. Oh, let me pull it up my boat. Where is it? Here we go. So yes, so she learned that essentially there were a few ships from Freeport in town, which are not the enemy, but there was a bit of a Cold War slash battle of naval power happening between Freeport and Raven's Rest. But there was a Captain Shanks McGillicuddy who is part. He has a ship named the Boiling Cauldron, and that you know that the Rogues Guild were kind of named the Drowned Rats that kind of started making their way into the town a few months ago, which is around the same time that this ship arrived and she was investigating this. Taking this information, you all headed and figured out and found that the sewers were where a lot of these rats were coming in and out of. Um, as you made your way as you made your way, through the sewers, you encountered some people who were like, "Hey, we don't want no trouble," and then they began, and you noticed that there were the eyes of tons and tons of rats upon you, and you noticed that a strange tune played, and the people who you were talking to began to shift and morph into were-rats. Due to some clever use of draconic clerical magic, uh, Otisesh silenced the noise, and anyone who was in the silence reverted back to their human form. After defeating where the noise was emanating from some of those giant rats following you, after killing all of those, they all reverted
Hmm.
back, and you spoke to them. When you spoke to them, you learned that there was a creature that was controlling them. They were forced turned. They weren't the best of people, and they even admitted that they were bad people, but they didn't want to be forced to do this. Uh, you all insisted that maybe they join you in your endeavor, but they were like, hey, if we go with you, this guy can take control of us. So instead, they are now trying to help curb the spread of this were-rat taint on the surface side, as long as they can stay far enough away from it. You made your way through the sewers, investigating and finding beneath, as you made this pathway, it led you down to this kind of like underground temple study, and you've eventually figured out that this was kind of like the catacombs or like sub levels of Dravenrest Manor, the founder of this city. Uh, in there, you encountered many were-rats, many different rat creatures, rat ogres, and eventually you fought a plague master. This plague master seemed to have concocted a vile potion that could infect people with lycanthropy, but was combining it with some sort of necrotic liquid that Kellen still has samples of. Uh, as you fought the plague master, you found out that the cult of Tenebris was trying to strike a deal with the were-rats, or was at least helping them, and that the plague master was then infested, or I guess possessed, by a former foe, Boel Smither's dark fallen Asimar spirit self, his demon side.
Yeah, it was scary.
It
That was very
became a
scary.
bigger, scarier fight. But also, I forgot before all that, you freed a few people who were under the influence. There was a grung who they couldn't really infect because he was poisoned. His skin is made of poison. Uh, the people you freed were Judge Roland. There was a dwarven diplomat named Hilda, a knight of the Golden Rooster named Ser Colin, who is wielding. Disbin has passed along Garth Maker's Mark sword, and they're a grung as well. They headed off to inform Chief Brandstone, who is the head of the essential guards that Finn has interacted with. Uh, Inform him of what's going on and maybe get some help and cure, because you're not sure if they're infected or not. They were bit, so they likely are, but they at least have an understanding of that. So then you eventually, after finding a very deep hole that you did not fully investigate, found a secret entrance to where you found a throne room, where Captain McGillicuddy himself, in his full were-rat glory, was speaking to another were-rat. And behind them was the body of Fingers Peacepenny, or at least her form lie motionless. After a small fight ensued, you notice that those without lycanthropic abilities or magics of minor power could not pierce this aura that the Alpha exuded, that the Captain exuded, but for some reason, Dizzy could walk right through it. After many stare downs and the Alpha trying to force Dizzy to become a were-rat and failing, unfortunately.
Oh, he tried so hard.
And you all, an assassin were-rat appeared. You defeated the assassin. You defeated the captain, and you defeated his first mate. And as the fight was turning verily upon him, and he was in a very weak form, you were about to grab Nadia. He flared his captain's coat, grabbed Nadia, and disappeared. A portal appearing. You figured out it was some sort of dimension door that went about 500 feet, but because it could go both vertically and horizontally, he is now above the surface, way ahead of you, heading to a set of docks. You all tried to look around. You looted very quickly, but you spent some time having to avoid traps. So this guy has likely a few minutes lead, and he knows exactly where he's going. So, the things you know. You saw the pier. Now, I forgot that it's actually nighttime, because Lamont couldn't help you or help you find things because until it was dark, because he can't go out during the day unless he's attached to a shadow. And so he helped you find the sewers. So you know that the max distance he could travel was 500 feet via knowledge of spells. You know the closest docks, if you look at your map in roll 20, you are at Draven's Rest, which is 6. And through deduction, you can assume that the ones you saw were the docks near 3, but you don't know which dock. Because he appeared probably pretty close to 2, which is what about a 500 foot ish. So, or it's yeah, directly in a direct line. It's about 500 feet ish. But he appeared heading that way, and so you have an idea that he is likely heading to docks in that area, and there are definitely 3 docks over there. So you guys, there was a room that you knew was trapped and locked. You didn't quite have the time to investigate it fully. You left it. You'll come back to it. You guys are now heading full speed, moving up through the mountain. You realize that the manor mostly empty. There's very little traffic. Some dust. So maybe some people use some front doors, but not really many. And you guys come bursting out of Draven's Rest Manor. Again, since the city's on a bluff and it's above, you are looking down to it. You see the wall blocking. There are paths, but to get there in a straight line is impossible. But there's nothing saying you can't try to weave in and out and do your best. So, how are we getting there? And give me some.
So just as a quick
Yes.
just a clarification. So we think that he appeared somewhere near 2,
So
or he's heading towards 2.
So, what is it? 9 is. Hold on, I gotta. There's a nice little scale down below.
Guys, I want you to know I have the perfect plan. I just want everyone to know I have the perfect plan.
I can't wait.
I'm excited for this plan. So, he can go 9 squares. So, he appeared literally right there. Oh, you can't see.
Oh,
I'm on the GM layer. Hold on, sorry. Haha.
Yep,
Yeah, like,
nope,
where
that's
is it?
Not us.
Nope. He appeared. Can you not see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
I see it.
Okay. Am I sorry? My map isn't showing it. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I was like, not my map. Sorry. The map that everyone can see through the stream is not.
I mean, Gene, I think it's just easier if you describe it and
Yes.
let's
So,
go because
he appears around 2.
Okay.
Kind of. There we go. There. That pin.
all right.
So that is the area he appears, and you see him heading toward a lit docks that they have torches and stuff. So he is obviously. So that's where he disappeared from below, and the portal in the distance saw him heading this way. So he has a good lead on you, and you guys took some time to get out of the mansion.
Yeah.
He's also carrying a person,
Correct.
which will slow him down.
Correct.
Yeah. I go, all right, we gotta get there quick. And Gene, I'm gonna pull from a leather kind of sleeve this potion. And I'm gonna go, Reggie, I need you to open up, buddy. And I'm gonna pop the cork on this potion, and I'm gonna drain this potion down Reggie's throat.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna turn to my friends and go, give me your hands, jump on. And as I say this, Reggie lets out like a he lets out this like burp, and as he does, you watch Reggie expand and grow and swell in size to a large size mastiff. Let's go! And I put out my hands to scoop up my buddies and haul ass.
So
Sounds good to me.
you all pile onto Reggie. Odysseus, I will try to keep up. And because he's a medium-sized creature, so all 3 of you and him. So he's like, I will keep up or catch up. So you guys begin dashing through the streets again. So it was only literally sundown when you entered. I know I think you've taken a short rest at some point in this.
Yeah, much earlier.
Yes. But the point is, it's only like mid-evening. Like, it's not like it's midnight. It's like it was sunset or sundown, and you've probably spent maybe a few hours in the sewers. So there are still people on the street of this city. So we are going to turn this into a skill challenge as you come barreling down the streets. People are jumping out of the way. Boo-boo, Boom.
I do want to paint the picture of this goblin and two gnomes all hanging on to this giant dog for dear life as it screams and hauls ass through this city. I want everyone to understand what's
Clifford
happening.
the big red dog is being held onto by three children, a la Goonies style.
Correct.
So a band of children, small-sized creatures, are holding on to their giant dog. It's a perfect action sequence. So we're gonna do this.
Like I said, perfect plan, guys.
We're gonna do this in a 3-part section. So we're gonna start. So it's gonna get. So the checks are going to, in the first act, start low, then increase, and then increase. And depending on how well you beat them or fail them by, will determine. We're going to do it as group checks. So what this means is you guys can all make a skill check, but you cannot repeat the skill. So for this, why don't we roll initiative? And we're going to kind of do
So
this.
I got a quick question for Rennie. So in this form, how fast can he go?
So his speed doesn't increase by any amount, right? He's just a large-sized creature.
Just so we can get on him.
But all three of us could be on him on the same time. So if Reggie moves his normal move plus his plus a dash, it's 80 feet around.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to suggest. When you do that, Finn's going to go, "No, Otis, get on. I got this." Because I can use my action, my movement, and bonus action to dash. That gives me 90 feet of movement. So I can keep up.
Word. Okay. Perfect.
I will say this, that still won't help. Because the reason 3 small creatures can fit on, it would only be 1 medium.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Because Reggie's force size now, but you are all only 3 feet. Versus
Otis, we're all
like
small
6
creatures.
Foot and
okay.
Unless...
Fair enough.
He might have a spell that could help. Someone could look that up if he...
I mean, I'll look at the sheet, but my answer is probably not.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, how the heck do I add y'all's turns?
Unless he grows wings.
Okay.
I don't.
I like where your head's at though, Chris. I just had this like in my brain. I was like, I have a potion of growth. This is the greatest. I've never had a better thought in my whole life.
This is awesome. All right, add turn.
All right, Gene, I'm rolling some niche.
Yes, I have to figure out how to add you guys to the initiative order, so I think I'll be
I
fine.
did not great. And I want everyone for the kids at home, Reggie is going to be large size for the next 3 hours.
Oh, that's way cooler than I thought was happening.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
because it's the enlarged spell for hours as opposed to a minute.
All right. Give me some initiative. What do we got? Who wants to go first?
I got a 9 for Diz.
Okay, 9 for Diz.
All right, Finn got a 12.
12.
You got a 17.
Hold on. You got a 17. And then Otis Ash, I think, got a 20. I rolled an 18 for him. And I think he has a +2 dex. Feels right. And then Reggie also has a 9 because he goes on your initiative. All right. So, y'all begin hustling. And I don't know why it's not showing it, but at least I have your turn order, and that's all that really matters. Even though it's not showing on the D&D screen, but it's fine for me. So I'll give you a choice. So here's your choice. Because you did this cool thing with Reggie, I will allow, if you want Reggie to count as a party member for this skill check, or instead he could give someone else like the advantage action, and then he won't count toward your party success or fail.
I'll be honest, I don't think that I know mechanically whatever, but I think Reggie's like, I'm more like, hey, we're gonna clear a path. life. We're going to make sure we can do whatever we can
Yeah.
to get you there as quickly as possible. I want you focused on picking the right moves, jumping the right fences. So I'm going to say he'll give the help action to one of us rather than making his own skill checks.
Okay. And I accept that. So that means that there are 4 of you. So at least half of you need to succeed on these checks instead of 5 of you where only, similar thing. Okay. So top of the initiative is Odasesh. Does Odasesh have the thaumaturgy cantrip, Brenny?
He does not.
Okay. We'll skip
He
him.
does have Toll Dead twice, so he could have the thaumaturgy cantrip.
That's fair. We'll skip him for now because we'll have to think of what he's going to do since he's running behind you guys. So we'll say that his action will happen. Will happen later. So we'll skip him for now. So really, it'll just be the 3 of you because Odasesh is following your path, and you are going to outpace him. And then
I mean, at least he'll have a clear path.
Exactly, and that's really where it's going to matter. So, Kellen, it is your turn. What would you like to do? And you could, depending on what skill you'd like to use and how you want to use it, or what action you want to take, and then we can figure out what skill that means.
So what am I doing while I'm riding on?
I don't know. There's a path of people. There are people screaming. There's likely going to be guards. So you tell me what you are doing to contribute to making sure you get there as fast and quick as possible.
Well, I'm going to be the observer, so I'm going to investigate everything out and kind of give direction if he needs to turn here or avoid this or slow down or jump and kind of give directions as Reggie's running.
Okay, I'll let you either use perception or survival.
Yeah, let's see what I have.
Because investigation, I could be convinced on investigation because you are looking for the quickest paths and ways to cut through. I would allow investigation as well.
Excellent.
If you like.
An 11.
Okay. So you begin trying to pick out the paths, and unfortunately up here, it's a little bit tight-knit city, and so they're like, you gotta stay on the main road. So you're not you think once you get lower, it'll be a little easier because things are more spread out as you're heading closer to the docks. So that's for that. All right. We'll get into what that actually does later. So Finn, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I'm a little torn between 2 things, but I think the best thing for me to do would just to be kind of screaming at the top of my lungs, basically like, emergency! Someone's dying! Get out of the way! To make a deception check, to make sure people think like it's a real emergency, even though they don't know what the hell's going on.
Absolutely, you can absolutely make a deception check. And again, you guys do have the floating advantage from Reggie if one of you want to use it.
I would like to use it if everybody's okay.
I was about to say you just rolled a 2. Please use it.
Okay, yeah, roll it.
Okay. How did that get worse?
Buddy.
Digital dice hate me.
What's your total?
10.
Okay. You begin screaming, and people are beginning to be fervored into a panic. Dizzy, what are you / Reggie doing?
Making it worse.
I think so, Gene. I kind of want to do something a little funky, right? So as opposed to using a skill necessarily, what I would like to do as we're riding, right, I'm going to pull out my heavy crossbow. Okay. And as we're riding, what I'm looking for is, me and Reggie are in this kind of mental communication, is I'm looking for ways to get Reggie, in advantageous positions. Like, if there's a cart that I can shoot with a bow to spill out that he could then climb to get to a rooftop to then jump over this thing, or, shooting a hay bale that's off, right? I'm looking for opportunities to create pathways for him. If you'd like a skill check for that, I'll certainly do one, but I'm kind of like, eyes up, crossbow in hand.
It's going to be how effective you are at it. So,
Right.
What skill do you think would work for that? I have a few
I
of
mean,
mine.
I could see survival. I know because I'm looking to find a path.
So I would allow survival or perception because, again, both of those have not been used.
I'll do survival. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Dice don't fail me now. Wow, we are rocking and rolling, folks. 12, Gene.
Well, the first DC was 10, so you all succeed.
Ooh, boy.
People are starting to make, you guys begin, pushing, and Reggie's barking, and you're calling emergency. So people are panicking, but they haven't swelled. So they are moving, dizzy. You see someone, you see something in the way, and you point it out. You fire down, one of crenellation or a hangover falls, and people have to get out of the way, but it clears a path, and you guys are making your way. You guys kind of get to the center crossroads over here in this kind of first thing, and now you see a straight downhill. But there also seems to be a left that you could make either. So to get to those docks, there are 2 docks or 2 bridges to get over there. And so you guys are going to decide which one you would like to go to. He came, this is how he landed. So, but you don't have to go the way he came. So, we're going to go into our next round. It's a little bit harder, but you as a character cannot repeat the skill you used last round.
Okay.
Does that make sense? All right. So, we'll just kind of keep going through it. You guys are weaving through the crowd. People are starting to panic. You hear behind you a calling, "Guards! Guards! There's a monster on the streets!" And let's see. I'm going to look at something real quick as people are beginning to definitely be panicked by what is going on. Let us look at you, sir. You got...
Oh, my kingdom for a spell slot. That's all I gotta say.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is it feasible to say that Reggie is still wearing his collar?
Yeah, everything grows with him in his size.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
all his stuff grows too.
Perfect.
Yep, everything grows with him in size. Yeah. So you guys continue moving. You hear Odasesh move out of the way as he continues trying to follow you. And he's just gonna quickly make a. Let's see if he assists the group because I didn't roll for him. So he's going to attempt a. He's like, please move aside now, move. And he's gonna try to persuade these people as good as he can, which is okay. He got an 8, so he does not help you, but you still succeed in your first check. And now he. What will he do? There's not a lot he can help with.
Gene, I want you to know I didn't plan this. I just looked at my character sheet and saw it and knew what I had to do. It's not like I've been thinking about this.
I mean, you guys got a ton of potions, so
yeah,
that's super great. I'm glad that they are immediately used. Okay, I will have to give you a bigger Reggie token for when you get to where you're going. Okay, so Odasesh is catching up, but he is not helping. But you see him; he is behind you guys. He is weaving the path, but you guys have pulled 100 feet ahead of him as he is just Reggie outpaced him by essentially 20 feet around. So about a minute has gone by as you guys are hustling and bustling and just moving in the distance. All right, let's go to your next round of checks. Kellen, you are first.
Okay. I want to get the feel of how Reggie's going to go, and I'm going to kind of shift around to kind of be more aerodynamic and not to like mess him up. So I just want to kind of roll in with it. So I think I want to like almost like an acrobatics thing, kind of move. If I know he's going left, I'll be like a jockey. So I want to be at the optimal position, so me being on his back doesn't affect him at all.
Okay, yeah, that sounds dope. Yeah, give me an acrobatics check. That sounds like an acrobatics check.
18.
Okay. You know what, Kellen? You remember when you and your brother would move and how you had to maneuver on the harness when he was pulling you guys around. And so using that knowledge and also the knowledge of physics that you have, you easily kind of sway like some sort of Jamaican bobsled moving on this dog. And it's helping Reggie turn quicker. Yeah, you heard me. Even Jamaica.
I love it. I fully love it.
Even Jamaica has a bobsled team.
Awesome.
Everyone knows this. The old Cool Runnings law of physics.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
In the ancient
Everyone knows about the cool runnings principle, Gene.
and you notice that because you're also going downhill, Reggie is starting to pick up speed. As his like loops and these are just like turning up earth. You hear my garden as he just like rips through someone's entire lawn with this giant paw. All right, Finn, what is next? That is one success, and it is a good success.
Okay. So again, I'm sorry. Quick clarification.
Yes.
Another clarification.
Yes.
So, could I use a skill that one of my other
No,
companions have used?
you cannot.
I have to something different. Okay.
Correct. So you can't use a skill that a companion uses this round, and you cannot repeat a skill you have used already.
Gotcha. Okay. So I think.
But again, you can do things that if you can justify it, or like if Kellen were to use magic, like some sort of artificer stuff, like he could do a different check, And say,
all right. So yeah. So what I want to do, and I know that he has that mental. He's got the mental connection there, but I don't think he and I have ever done a mental connection. So I'm gonna use my my psychic abilities to try and kind of like get him to see obstacles before because I I don't know a lot about animals in game.
Yeah.
But I think I can see a little better than he can of like all of the obstacles that might be coming. So I want him to see things before they're a problem. Cool. I don't know what skill that would be. Maybe animal handling.
I mean, animal handling, perception, investigation. Because you're using your kind of insight on the things.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll use investigation then.
Okay. I'll say this, Chris. What's your background?
My background is. Sorry, I forgot.
I don't know what it is either. I didn't look at your sheet, but.
Yeah, I didn't actually pick a specific background, but I would definitely say it's criminal.
Yeah, I was thinking that you are a criminal or an urchin was your background. I didn't know what you chose.
It was urchin. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. It was urchin.
So, because you are an urchin and you've lived on the streets and you've traveled places, I'm going to give you advantage on this roll because you know how to move through the streets, and every city's Philadelphia. Every city's a city.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. Cool. All right.
So let me do this. Advantage on this, kind of honing in on you're like, oh shit, all of these are built like grids. I understand how this place works. So you'll have advantage.
23.
All right. So Reggie, ripping up some lawns, moving, he does a sharp left to kind of, instead of going straight down, to get exactly toward that. You see him kind of, he like hops up on kind of like this house over here, runs up it. You see panels and you see the roofing starting to break, and then he leaps over to this wall, comes down over this house, and is continuing on. All right, next, Dizzy, as you guys are hauling.
Yeah. Seeing that we're picking up speed, seeing this sort of earth chunks just fly past us, I'll kind of look over my shoulder and I see Kellen kind of hunched and like he's in it, and like I'm like, okay, it's serious, and I'm gonna kind of mimic Kellen a little bit and get to that hunch mode. And Gene, Reggie has been Disbin's best friend for a long time. In recent times, that's pretty much true, but Dizzy's friend group has expanded quite a bit. But his bond with Reggie has been, the thing that has brought him out of his goblin hole. So I'd like to use animal handling as I really kind of focus in on our bond and focus in on like, Reg, we were made for this exact thing.
This is the
and I kind of grab his ears and like put my head right over his head as we're fucking.
You have advantage because no one's used it yet. I will also say this to everyone else. You guys are noticing it's really easy to stay on Reggie's back. The saddle has grown in size, and it's hard. Like, you're not having any real trouble staying on the saddle.
Nice. Gene, that is double 13s.
For a total of 13?
You got it.
Okay. Well, that's fine. Two of you made tremendous success, so that is still a success for the group. You are racing down, kind of, you pass the spot that he hit. Reggie sniffs real quick and continues and just starts bolting. You guys are holding on, shaking, and he is just tearing. He puts a hole through the bridge as he gets here, and you get to this spot, and there are a few docks and a decent amount of distance, and you're gonna have to make some choices because you don't know what dock they went to. So I'm gonna do this. I would like the person with the highest base perception. I don't know who it is because Odysseus
That would not
with
be
you.
me.
Okay.
Not the fuck it.
So I will allow you to make a perception check with advantage from Reggie. And I will say, yeah, make me a perception check with advantage, and then Disbin and Finn, you can make me a regular perception check, just a regular. And this will be to see if you can either see it. And so I'm going to say this. The DC of this is 20 for a success, 25 for more than a success, and 30 for the absolute truth. And again,
hey Gene,
yeah.
What does a crit give you? What does a natural 20 get you?
It gives you a 20 plus whatever your total is.
Then I have that.
Okay, so we have at least one success.
I can't see a damn thing.
Norm,
I
what'd
got
you
an
get?
8.
Oh, you didn't tell me to roll. I can roll too.
You get to roll perception with advantage because Reggie's nose is helping you. So
Okay.
for the success, you know that they did not go to this dock.
Hold on. I have so many screens open. Which
20.
dock did they not go to?
The one all the way to the right
Okay.
is not a choice. So it's now the other two is narrowed down. What'd you get, Norm?
20 total.
20 total. Well, because you also got a 20, you narrow down. They did not go to this dock. And so you two sharply look around. Finn, you're just rocking back and forth, holding on for your dear life. Wind, salty air getting blown at you. But Disbin, you kind of, with your, and actually this works out perfectly, because Disbin, with your sharpened dark vision, kind of looking in, you don't see a lot of movement in the left dock. Kellen, you have pretty sharp eyes, and Reggie, while is pointing in that direction, you're like, it wouldn't make sense that he could have appeared at a different space, and kind of like using triangulation, you're like, he couldn't have gone to the further one, so he has to be at the middle one. You guys lope forward, and let's move over to a different map. You guys know. Yeah, let's do that. I gotta make Reggie a little bigger though, and I gotta unzoom out of this map for this side.
This is Reggie's final four.
So, well, it's good that I actually made the starting zone a little bit bigger, because I believe you should be able to see everything on the map. That looks like you can. I now need to just click on. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. All right, token layer, token. All right, so you guys enter. It's much brighter lit than it looks, but because that's just the map I'm using. But you enter a set. There we go. There's your big giant dog. I will now move him to the lower layer of.
I'm so happy.
Yep, he's the best. To the back. There we go. So now he's under people. So if you want to grab him, he's under people. Okay, so you guys get here. There's activity all along the docks. You see 2 ships harbored. And you hear the movement and smashing of the oceans. And Otisesh is currently not with you. I'm going to roll a number and see how long it will take him to get there. Okay. I will keep that in my head. So, you guys get to the spot. We are still in initiative, so we're kind of get to the restart of it. So that's 1 tick down for Otisesh, and let me just do some quick adding of things to the initiative order for no reason whatsoever. With what's everyone's passive perception?
10.
10. Okay.
15.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
Ooh, Reggie's is okay though.
This
Reggie's
is
is
hearing,
actually
so he will get the +5, Reggie.
great. So his passive is 16.
Okay, so the 15 and 16. So while most of you are more or less lost upon what's happening, Finn and Reggie hears a lot of movement, ropes being things, knots and orders being yelled from this. Oh, you can't see the layer, haha, because I'm a smart guy. From this area, this ship seems to be doing stuff quick. But I need to roll some initiatives, so give me 1 moment. So that's with the passives. The rest of you, again, with the movement and water, it's hard to figure out what is going on. All right, what do we got? +1. We got
I will definitely be like, that boat over there, they're moving fast. They're moving fast. It's got to be them.
all right. Oh God, that's great for you guys. Just know that's my dice rolls are looking out for you right now. There we go. 4. All right. He has a 3. That's a 22. Okay. And because I am nice and I like you all, you guys can roll a new initiative for this.
Ooh, that is very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean that was for the chase scene, just to kind of see how long and who kind of what.
There you go. 4.
Kellen's a 4.
Wow,
22.
I also did worse. 6.
Okay.
Jesus.
17. Dizzy 20. Sorry, Dizzy. What are you?
I got a 6.
6. Okay. 6. Finn got a 22.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Why did you not save my initiative rolls for all of these people? Grr. How do I fucking delete this one? There we go. Right? Cool. 4, 5. Alright. Do I have everyone? Reggie. Oh, I got 2 dizzies. So let's delete one of those. How do I fucking... There we go. So I just want to make sure I'm not deleting all of your initiatives. And then as I add them, he needs initiative. Why do you gotta be so difficult? Roll 20 sometimes. Alright. Alright, that should be everyone. Alright, so.
Only see 2 people on the initiative track, Lamont
Oh.
and me.
Perfect. Alright, hold on. Alright, well, I have the initiative track, and mine says you guys are here, so I don't know why it's not showing everyone else.
I mean, Gene, if you know, I say let's
know,
get
yeah, I'm
rolling,
sorry,
man.
yeah, I know, so we're just gonna go with that for ease sake. Okay, so, top of the initiative is going to be Finn.
Okay.
And you guys can be
And
anywhere in that red box for your starting area.
okay. And Reggie's going on Dizzy's turn, right?
Correct.
Okay. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a charge on my coin. I'm gonna cast jump on Reggie. So he will have triple the jump that he can do.
I love that.
So that's my action. And then my movement and bonus on a bonus action dash, and I'm gonna use my movement, and I'm just gonna book it as fast as I can to get to there.
Sure. Please move yourself.
That's cool. That's real cool.
Yeah. So
So I can get there 60 feet.
Okay, great. So I will now reveal some stuff to you.
Fastest little gnome you've ever seen.
Layer. You see firing. You see a small crew of goblinoids on the ship. Token layer. Token layer.
This is about to be the fucking best day ever.
You see a hobgoblin who the only reason you recognize him is because he's wearing the same hat and coat as the were-rat you fought before. And same thing with this other were-rat you don't see. Oh, did I not put him on the right layer? Hold on. No, I didn't. Token layer. Alright, I'm just going to delete this layer because it's confusing. It does not help me. Alright, so I think that's everything that you should be able to see. So yeah, you see kind of tied to the mast, like right over here is a small crumpled form. And that is what you see with your action. And you see a bunch of crew working, and as you can see, that there are the firing crews. You didn't stealth, so they see you approach. Okay. They don't have a turn yet, but they go, "Captain, they're here!" And it goes, "Well, if they try to board us, kill them. This is sovereign territory, our boat." And they seem to start getting ready.
Okay.
Right. The captain, he begins to play. He pulls out his flute and he begins to play some notes on it. As of right now, nothing else happens.
All right. And by the way, Dizzy, that the jump lasts for a minute, so
Okay.
he's got this for 10 rounds.
Okay. Lamont kind of approaches to your shadow, or just reappears in your shadow. My mistress, she is here, but there is something wrong, and he will give you the help action as a bonus action as he dashes
Awesome.
up to you. All right, that is Otis. That's ready. Okay. All right, Dizzy.
Gene, prepare for glory. Quick question.
Yes.
Kellen, are you still on Reggie?
Yes.
I guess you're coming with me. That's what's happening. So we kind of take a moment. Reggie kind of perks his large dog head up, hearing these shouts. A low growl rumbles from his chest. He is going to bound to the edge of this dock and take a frightening leap.
All right.
Gene, his strength is 15, so if it is tripled, he can jump 45 feet from that location.
He absolutely can, and he's a giant dog. So, but where he can land is a little more problematic. He'd probably have to land.
I would honestly, that's exactly where I want, right over here, if that works.
Move him.
So Reggie will leap with me
Boom.
and what's his face? Sorry, Kellen, in tow.
Okay. You guys bound. Woo! Air beneath you. You see these goblins. There's a few hobgoblins. There's some orc. You know, they just look up and they're just like, huh? And the ship moves a bit because Reggie's a lot heavier. And we've been boarded. Repel boarders. McGillicuddy yells. But it is your turn.
So can I get a quick kind of assessment of the deck of the ship now that I'm on?
Now that you're on top deck, you notice that the mooring lines have just been cut. There is no gangplank heading down to the dock. Like they're pulled up, and they were trying to get ready quick. But as soon as you started coming, they began cutting. You notice that there are about 9 people or 10 people on top. Each one of the firing crews counts as 3 people, and it seems like there's a leader type, and then 2 kind of pirates, and you notice that there is a kind of like tough, scarred-looking orc, who's the were-rat thug that you don't know he's a were-rat, but again, no one appears to be a were-rat right now.
Right, they're not in their lycanthrope quote-unquote form.
So
okay. Next question. Fingers is unconscious.
She's below you, tied to the mast.
Conscious or unconscious?
You can make me a perception check.
Will that take an action?
No, I'll give you a free one.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Because there's a lot of things I don't notice shit. I rolled a 4.
Okay. It is unclear.
So they have cut the gangplank, so there's nothing connecting the boat currently to this dock, right?
They're still working to make it so they can, back out, essentially. So it's going to take them a little more time. But they are the anchor is still down. They have not anchored up yet.
Okay.
They've had to get rid of the lines. They've made it harder to board their ship. As again, you've only given them...
That is what I wanted to hear.
You've only given them a few minutes' time, and it takes a little while to get a boat of this size moving. As a non-boat person, that's what I believe.
Sure.
So how... I'm sorry, quick question. How high is the boat from the actual dock? So, like, if I ran up to it...
So you can get to the side of the boat, but to get to the top deck would be about 15 feet from the dock. because
Okay.
I deleted a layer, but there are cannons and stuff. Like it is a heavy laden ship on the sub. I had a sub deck beneath it, but it was fucking with my layers, so I just had to delete it. But they are a way down. They are a ship ready for. They are a ship of war, not war per se, but at least can defend themselves on the open sea. So they have like 4 cannons. There are some ballista on this top deck with you, like so.
And do we see like people kind of like in the porthole of where the cannons are? Like, are there
With
people
your
in there?
perception, I'm gonna say not yet because you don't have a view in yet from the
Gotcha,
angle
okay.
you're at, and
Gotcha.
you guys didn't take the time to take a look when you leapt across the sea. So the answer is you can likely assume, but again, you know this probably has a minimum. Do any of you have like sailing or a sailor background? I doubt it. Yeah, or is anyone skilled in water vehicles? Okay.
Negative.
Cool. So you have no idea how many people would be on
All
this
right,
ship.
Gene.
Yes,
So here's what's going to happen.
I'm listening.
I am going to jump off of Reg,
Sure.
and I'm going to put a hand down to fingers, and I'm going to drop my last 4 points of lay on hand.
Okay. So as you touch her, you realize she's been moving, and she looks up at you with these blood red slitted eyes as you watch as the tune hits her ears. Her eyes become these black balls. Sorry, her eyes were black. And they're these large black balls. And her ears extend. And fur shoots out around her. Her nose shrinks back. And she is not a were-rat. Kind of breaking out of these ropes before you is a were-bat flexing her wings.
Does she look like real mad at me?
The tune.
She might look angry, but does she like be like, you motherfucker?
I mean, right now, she looks aggressive and is likely toward anything. It's like you're
Okay.
staring at an angry animal.
I understand.
And you
I'm
got
gonna hit her with that lay
too
hands.
close.
Yeah, that's fair. That's super fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep moving past her. So if she does stuff, she does stuff.
She's gonna do stuff.
Yeah, I believe you. Actually, Gene, you know what? If I go there, I'm still like next
You're
to
good.
her.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. And I'm just gonna pull my silvered war pick, point it at Captain Shanks, and go, "We're not finished." Again, in this deep, resonating voice that does not sound like our traditional high-pitched dizzy.
Okay.
And Reggie has some movement left.
If he's taking the dash action, yes.
Yeah, well, because do all that jumping, right?
Yeah.
You have to take the dash action to, you know how it works.
Absolutely.
Reg is gonna move over here.
Okay.
So again, not leaving this lady's threat, but
Yes.
he seems like he's going after Shanks too. That will be my turn. I hope I didn't ruin everything, guys.
so,
I'm sorry.
You watch McGillicuddy smile with canine teeth and sharpened, but he still remains a hobgoblin. He plays a note upon the pipes that were familiar, and he makes eye contact with the bat. And she just looks, and he goes, "Oh, we're being attacked. Look, this monster. Kill them." And her eyes focus on all of you, the werebats, as he seems to exert his alpha power upon this werebat as his legendary action. So she will take an attack on you, Rennie Dizzy. She goes to.
This is so surprised.
She goes to bite you. And
I don't like it.
gets a natural 1. So she bites but trips on some of the ropes that are still there, kind of flaps up and gets back to her feet. That was her reaction. All right, Dizzy. All right. The crew begin mobilizing. This block of guys start moving there. And these blocks of guys, they just start wailing down on all of you. All right, let's see what happens. All right, firing crews. All right, what do we got? We're not going to use our ballistas or our mangonels. I guess we will use our weapon attacks. Well, 2 or more. All right, do we have...
I'm still on Reggie's back.
Oh, I mean, that's fine. If you're there,
Yeah, I
they
didn't,
will
I didn't get
still...
an action yet.
Correct. So they will move up to
Sorry,
attack
Kel.
you. Do these guys have anything? They don't. Okay, that's not so bad then. Let's see. Does he give them any bonuses? I don't think he did. No, he doesn't. Okay, yeah. So they just take. They just start swinging like cutlasses at 2 cutlasses at you, Rennie. Again, you're fighting some goblins and hobgoblins, and you're used to this. You fought this recently. They're a little bit more well trained than what you're used to, but you fend them off pretty easily. 2 shots against Reggie. AC 15 and AC 18.
Hit and hit.
All right, and these don't do a ton. Oh, I had minimum damage on each, so that will be a total of 4 and 4.
Okay.
All right, and then Kellen, you get two cutlasses toward your back. AC 21 and then AC 10.
Yeah, that's a hit.
All right, 9 damage as he gets a really good strike in. All right, that is all 3 of the fire crew. And again, they look scared of the werebat. Like, they are edging away from it, but they're also, like, you feel like you saw the way the captain snapped his orders, that these people are loyal and will, like, yep, the captain said it, we go with what he says. Or they say, you know. So, it is not like they're like, oh my god, there's a werebat, we don't care. They're like, the captain said kill these people, the intruders.
Right.
All right. Kellen, it is your turn.
Are you guys ready for
Go,
fun?
Kellen. Go, Kellen, go.
Kaboom!
All right. All right. Kellen is going to. This is a risky move, but I like risks.
I love risks.
I am going to cast a 1st level Thunder Weave spell. So it's a 15 feet effect from all around me. I should catch everybody, including Reggie, including.
So you're doing
Biz.
thunder. You're doing thunder wave.
Let me make sure I get the right spell here. I think so. Thunder Wave. That's 15 feet
so
from
it's a
me.
15-foot cube off you. So one of the sides
Correct.
you want. Where would you like to aim it?
All right. Well, it's a cube, so it's 15 feet around me, right?
No.
No.
So it comes out of you. So it's a 15-foot cube ahead of you, behind you, to the side of you. Like, you're not in it. A certain...
Like, it looks kind of like this, Norm.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
It looks sort of like this, but it's coming off your square.
I want to come down this way.
Yeah.
You wanted to go this way
Yeah. You
to hit
this way.
all these motherfuckers? You can absolutely do that. Yeah.
So,
1, 2, 3 going along there. Yeah.
I will say this. You can also... you don't have to include Dizzy. You can hit everyone but Dizzy. You're going to hit Reggie because you're on him, and he's big enough. So you absolutely can try.
The con save is a DC 16.
All right. So
Con save.
Yep.
All right. So for the first set of crew, they need to make a con save. I got a 12. Second crew got even worse. The Were-Rat Alpha. He's good. And then Reggie needs to make a con save.
Reggie fails terribly.
All right.
I will roll my damage.
Sure.
So the total is 8. So 4 for people that saved it.
Okay. And how
Don't
far?
they
They all
also get
moved.
pushed?
Yep. How far?
10 feet.
All right.
That's the only those who fail get
Yep.
pushed, right? What's this? Yeah.
So 5, 10,
Nice.
5, 10, and then Reggie 5, 10. Okay, they're
I'm with
connected.
Reggie, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, you're not. I'm going to say no. You blast him and you lose your footing
Jump
on
off.
him.
Okay.
'Cause you blast him away from you. And you
Okay.
kind of plop down to the deck and you see these 3 guys ready to stab you.
Let me see. I could move. I don't know if it's really
Eugene,
advantageous. If I move away from them, I get blasted.
I have a quick point of order
Yeah.
that technically those attacks against Reggie would be at disadvantage because Kellen was still mounted on him, and the saddle of the Cavalier lets you any attacks that are made against the mount are at disadvantage while there is a rider.
So the ability of the Captain McGillicuddy gives anyone within 5 feet of him pack tactics because they're fighting for their.
Carry on.
And I didn't actually.
Great. Then everything was correct the
I
whole
actually
time.
didn't include it against you, but I'm not retconning.
We did it right, and we didn't even know. I love it.
But I appreciate the check because I was like, wait, why are these guys suck so much? I was like, oh, they should have used the pack tactics that I forgot about.
How many guys are in this group, Gene?
Which 3.
3?
I built them
All right.
so they count as one creature for the purpose of damage, like they're a swarm. But certain things happen to them when they take amounts of damage as you kill them.
So if they take an opportunity attack, it's 1 attack, right?
Correct. It is only 1 attack.
All right.
Yes. It is to make my life easier to be like, how do I represent a bunch of cool minions without having to roll 1,000,000 dice?
All right.
Fair enough.
And also, like their special ability, which you are not encountering, but Odysseus did, which is as a firing crew, they can fire weapons of war and only have to use a bonus action to reload them. So that's kind of the purpose of these firing crews.
Ah.
But they can't fire fucking ballistas at you at this close.
Okay, I'll stay in pad. It doesn't really make any sense to move, so I'll stay there.
Okay. So, what the F is this guy? So everyone, there's a loud crash of thunder, which is heard a very big distance. Bells begin to, like, you start hearing commotion. And fucking, you watch, like, a sneer on the captain's face, because clearly he did not want to attract attention, at least at this scale. And it's like, fuck. And he goes, God damn it, kill that gnome, as his legendary action at the end of your turn. And the crew fighting you attacks you.
All right.
With a AC 20.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me take a quick peek here. Tell you what. Let me use my reaction to cast shield, so that'll increase. Make my AC +5 more. So now
Okay.
23.
Bing! The short sword comes off your magical bubble. And like, gah! Alright, that was a good use of your shield. And he's down 2 legendary actions. Alright, which, as you notice, he's not using his legendary actions to do were-rat shit, which he wants to do, but he can't. Yet. Alright, 5. Alright, what are your actions? Do you have any cool things like you can dash or disengage? No? Cool. He does not want to be near this fucking rat. He dashes, he moves up to here, and you watch as he's moving, his skin begins to ripple, and hair and a nose and sharp teeth, and you watch this scarred man turn into a scarred, like, albino were-rat. Just chock full of muscles, I think. No, just chock full of muscles. Not really. Listen, when you label yourself thug, I was like, you gotta have it. No, your strength is normal. Never mind.
Nope.
You're just still just as dexterous as everyone else. I get it.
But he still has like an 8-pack, right? Like
Oh.
it's just he's cut.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's super. Oh, that's why he gets sneak attack. That makes him a thug. Okay, so he will attack you, Dizzy. Twice with his short sword. He just stabs you twice and then tries to bite you. So
Understood.
First short sword. You fucking easily parry it. Second short sword. Easily parry it. This guy, not used to fighting normal people. I rolled 2 2s as an advantage shot. Now he tries to bite you. Going in for the bite. Maybe he'll be better. AC 15 is my highest. So you're surrounded fighting these were-rats and this captain, and you're holding your own, and you're just like, you feel this power inside you. You know, the thunder rings, so maybe help's on the way. You know, you see, unfortunately, Naughty Fingers is a werebat, and that's just a thing that has to happen. But you know what? You are here. This is the moment. This is the call, and you are answering it. All right. Finn, it is your turn. Round 2. So you're 2 rounds.
Okay. I have a question. I'm gonna ping the area. What do I see on this side of the boat? Is there a porthole or where one of the cannons are? Do I see anything like that?
I think the cannons are more on the the broadsides, like the more actual flat sides. But if you can get to like here, like I'm gonna say this, you could probably find. I imagine there are portholes along a ship. I don't really know how ships work. I'm not a ship guy, but I imagine that there would be in this size ship. So
so would it be feasible to say here, where I pinged, there would be a porthole?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna do something a little crazy.
Sure.
I'm gonna use my ring of water walking to run in the I'm gonna just jump off the dock, run to that boat, and because the porthole should be like where the water is, I'm going to jump in on the bottom to bottom deck, and that's my movement.
Just your base.
That's 30 feet.
Make me an acrobatics check as you do that, like pencil through it into a forward roll.
25.
Awesome. Like Mission Impossible. You are Tom Cruise. You fucking go through a porthole. You roll in, and like at first you're like, there's gonna be people. It's empty. Like there's no one here.
All right.
So I would say you probably come in. I imagine there's like a cargo hold you're in, and you see it's dark. First off, but you have dark vision. Looking around, you see crates and things loaded. You're probably on like the cannon. Like you see some cannons. Like, but they're rolled in. Like they're not open. Like they're not ready to fire. You do see some powder. Absolutely, powder kegs. But besides that, as of right now, it looks empty, and there are stairs leading up.
Okay.
You imagine there's a deck below you too.
Gotcha. So since I see the powder, in using my telepathic bond with Kellen, Reggie, and Dizzy, they're going to hear, "Get to the back of the ship as fast as you fucking can." And I'm going to take out my flask of oil and my tinder box.
Sure.
Pour it on the smoke and lead it like a little trail. Use the tinder box to set the fire, and then I'm gonna use my dash bonus action to get up the stairs.
Okay. All right. Are you
Sorry.
trained? Are you trained in alchemy?
This is the best. This is the best.
I'm not, but I've seen Kellen use black powder before, so I know it can be lit and blown to hell. I don't know like the specifics.
Make me an intelligence check.
My weakness.
It's not your weakness. Listen, it's gonna happen.
12.
Okay. How long do you think you want to set this charge for? to go off.
I honestly, long enough for me to get up the stairs so I can have a cool fireball behind me as I do in slow motion. I'm running up the stairs. So not very fast. Like, I want an explosion. I want them off kilter, but I want my friends to know that there's something bad's about to happen so they can take whatever appropriate actions they can.
Okay.
So I would say like 15 seconds, 16. I don't know.
Sure. That's great. Okay. You believe you have set it for like somewhere between 15 and maybe 20 seconds. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. Cool. That is your turn. So you can come up from this grate at the cost of, I'm going to say, 25 feet. So
Yeah, that's fine.
You still have 5 more if you want. Because I think you're a 30-foot
Okay.
person.
Yeah, that 30 foot. Yeah. And that's it. That's my entire action.
Okay. The captain.
What a mad lad. What a fucking mad lad.
I mean,
Chaos, baby.
No one knows what's happening. So we're just going to keep going like they don't. All right.
Yeah. Why would they do anything else?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the captain just he looks mad. I will say, now that you are close enough to him, you notice he's still injured. Like he's not as hurt as when you first stabbed him. Like, he definitely still has like burns from the silver. But it looks like now that you kind of look around and you're fighting him, there are some empty vials on the floor. Like, he ran to his ship and got some medical supplies, but he still looks injured. He's not bloodied anymore, but he's still injured. As I rolled some dice privately earlier. Okay. He begins to lay into you, Dizzy.
Let's go.
All right. So.
Or should I say, let's go.
He's just in Goblin. He goes, "You pathetic little being. I will end you and your family." Yes, he says that. No, he does not know.
Actually, they're already. I killed them.
I don't care.
So...
Don't care. He misses with the first. God, I'm rolling like butts. Okay, AC 23 for the second attack.
Jesus Christ, yes.
Okay. He does a total of only 5 damage. And then he attempts, and then he just, fuck it. And you watch his face extend, and he bites you as like a partial transformation.
Yeah.
And that will be a 22 to hit you. Or no, 23 again. All right. I need you to make me a Constitution save, please.
Yeah, I got a 20, Gino.
Okay. You will take a total of 7 damage. As he bites you, he kind of like looks at you for a second, and like shrugs, and you watch his face contort back into his like normal human flesh. As he seems to be a master of his own form. All right. That is that. Lamont. 10. Actually, let me just measure. Okay. He flies directly at this werebat, and you don't hear anything, but he goes to like touch her, and there's just like you all feel this like tension. You feel the energy begin to like crackle, and there's a darkness, and like whatever she is being affected as a werebat is pushing against whatever Lamont seems to be trying to do. All right, that is him. That is another round. See Otisesh in the distance. He's coming. Okay. So, you touched her last.
No. Okay, yes.
Yeah. You totally did, buddy. So, she...
I'm a helper. I was helping.
Alright, she's going to attack you twice at disadvantage because Lamont is kind of like making her struggle to fight you.
That's great.
Yeah, you watch as she goes to bite you a bunch. Did I put her bite down? There we go. That's good. Turns that good roll into a natural 1. And turns that other okay roll into 2. So she goes to bite you, and you watch Lamont again trying to like attach to her. He's like floating around her, but not like a grapple because he's a shadow. But you notice he's like trying to like mimic around her and take her shape. And it's like this weird amalgamation of like moments of him like sticking to her, like it looks like she becomes her shadow for a moment, and then she like flicks back and like almost like liquid ink. He like this like there was this struggle happening where he's trying to like reassume her shadow's form. All right, and she will get a saving throw versus the effect.
Oh, roll so good. Gene, can I count her as an ally so she can get plus save?
I'm gonna say no because she is technically your enemy right now. She's not.
But I mean, my whole goal was to save her.
I understand that, but if she,
all right, that's
here's
fine.
my answer. I will allow it, but that means she gets your bonus save against everything because she's your ally. That means even other saving throws for people versus you guys. Okay,
let's go.
What's your save?
+4, man.
+4. All right, let's do a wisdom save for her. Okay. Cool. All right, so you watch as she's struggling for a moment, her eyes kind of unchanged back to it, and you see like fright and like bloodshot, and she's struggling, and she seems to have control for the moment. But it's just currently for the moment.
Gene, also, my tenant is all about purging corruption. Mm-hmm. So, in my opinion, I kind of have to. Like,
and that's fine. And that's why that is fine.
Yep. I will take consequences.
Yep. All right. So she currently seems to have her wits. She's still a full werebat. But she does not seem like after her attacks and now this struggle and her trying to break the concentration, she seems to have her control. All right. Dizzy, it is your turn.
Okay. I'm going to look back at Fingers when I see there's a momentary control. Yeah. I'm going to go, Fingers, Lamont is with you. Let him back in. And then I'm going to turn to Shank and I'm going to swipe him with the war.
Okay.
The silver.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I mean, I have another, like, dumb idea, but I don't know if it's time for dumb ideas.
I think this is the night for it. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah. Today. Yeah, you think it's a time for dum-dums?
Chaos, baby.
All
chaos.
Right. All right. I mean, Gene, I was going to do, like, D&D stuff, but Chris has decided that I'm doing something else.
No. Do what you want. I'm
kidding.
I got your back.
Yeah. No, listen, it's still a good idea.
You are practically a god. What could go wrong?
All right. So I'm going to turn back. I say this thing to Fingers, hoping to, like, give her a familiar, face or familiar presence. And I'm going to turn to Captain Shanks. Instead of pulling my war pick, I feel something strange on my belt, and I look like I'm almost surprised by it. And then a slow goblin smile creeps across my face, pointy shark teeth, and I pull out a wind fan. And I'm going to swipe this wind fan in front of me, trying to catch the captain and his 2 crews in a gust of wind.
Okay, what is the save DC?
It is only DC 13.
Okay.
But this is big risk, big reward
All right.
Shenanigans.
We're going to start with the crew. I will tell you, you have played into their trap. Oh, is this knocking back or knocking prone?
Oh, you get knocked back, buddy.
Okay, then they will not.
You go for a ride.
They will not get the advantage from their sea legs. As they have special abilities against being knocked prone. All right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it does in a second, Gene. But
yeah, let me know.
Here we go. It is making a line of strong wind, 60 feet long and 10 feet wide, that blasts forward in a direction I choose.
Yep.
So basically, Gene, I'm kind of at an angle, so I don't catch Reggie, and I catch the 2 crews and Shank. Each creature starts its turn.
Yeah.
What's that? Sorry, go ahead.
How far does it push them?
If they fail that strength save, they are pushed 15 feet away.
You hear a splash.
Nice.
15, and you watch the captain begin to like fly away, but at the last minute he holds onto the steering wheel, burning his second legendary resistance, and holds his way.
Nice.
I rolled a 4 for him plus whatever his bonuses is, but they weren't high enough.
Right.
But yeah,
And as my last thing, Gene, I kind of take the wind fan and I do a little flap over my face.
Well, so I think you can maintain concentration on it, unless that's all you want. You want to like not have it.
Oh no, actually, Gene, I think you're 100% right. No, it's casting. Oh, duration is a minute.
Yeah.
As a bonus action on each of your turns, I can change the direction.
Yeah.
Okay, neat. So currently, Gene, this direction is a slight angle away from me. I'll kind of give you an arrow to show you what I mean.
Yep, I understand it.
Yeah, great. Okay, perfect. That will be my action.
Okay.
I will move here if that's an acceptable place to stand.
No, because that's where the steering wheel is.
Understood. I will stay where I am. And Reggie, however, he can't fit. He's too big now.
He's
fucking
big
damn it.
boy.
Like, it's good and not good.
Remember, he's still got jump.
Yeah. Oh, you are right. I just don't want to leap away from getting an attack of opportunity on Reg. And I also don't want, like, knowing... Alright, Reggie's going to attack this fucking captain.
Okay.
I don't even know if he can hurt him. Oh, no, his attacks are magical.
His
Perfect.
attacks are magic.
Reggie does stuff. Alright, first attack is AC 9, which I'm guessing misses. Second attack is AC 21.
That will hit.
So Reggie will do a total of 8 damage with a bite.
Did you add your D4 because you're enlarged?
I sure did, friend.
Okay.
It was a poor damage roll all around, but it was still fucking cool.
The captain is bloodied as he staggers back, holding his guts. All right, Dizzy, you are finished.
Correct.
He does a flourish with his cloak at you that kind of for a moment takes you as you feel a blade come up from behind. He's going to use his legendary action to make the thug take a reaction attack against you. You know, as you do.
Thug stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's his whole thing. Oh,
by the way, Chris, thank you. Thank you for the nudge into chaos.
No,
thank you.
That
was awesome.
That was awesome.
So 20 AC is my highest.
Got me.
Okay. And he gets his sneak attack because you're being phalanxed and he had advantage.
Yeah, I'm kind of out of tricks. Like, I know I just pulled some bullshit out of my ass, but
okay. You will take a total of 14 damage.
Oof. After this deep cut, Gene, Dizzy spits up a gout of blood.
All right. The firing crew that is up against Kellen, they don't really seem to notice you, Finn, because you were not on the ship like when all of this nonsense is happening. So they're not like fully paying attention to you. They will attack Kellen. Kellen. All right, let's see what you got. 2 attacks. I only hit you once with an AC 22.
Okay.
You will take 6 points of short sword damage.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yes. All right. This guy begins swimming. 10, 20, and he climbs 10 feet up, and then he double moves, climbing the rest. So this guy is back up there, and this guy does the same thing. But they are going into your wind attack, I believe. Do they have to make a save the first time they enter it?
Let's find out together.
Yeah.
Any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot. It's basically half movement, right?
Yeah. But
Yeah, that's the only thing it
Okay.
does. When you enter that wind stream,
So
yeah, it
so
just double
like
moves.
as they pierce over the top, that like ends their movement. That's like but they climb aboard, but it's going to be hard pressed to make them get to you, and there's no real way for them to go around, and they're not that smart.
Yeah.
All right, Kellen, it is your turn.
Okay, Kellen grabs his gun, pushes a button to the side, it begins to beep, and he proceeds to fire using a scorching ray.
Okay, who are you
First
scorching?
attack. First one will go. Do I kind of name him as I shoot, or I have to name him all in advance?
You got to tell me what you're targeting.
Targeting the captain.
Okay.
First one is a 15.
Miss.
Second one is a 23.
Hit.
And the third one is a natural 20.
That also hits,
Yes.
but extra hard.
Let me see. So each one does 2d6, so that's going to be 3 times 2d6. That's 66.
Uh-huh.
Plus each hit gets 1d8 because of the using my gun.
I think your gun enhancement only applies it once to the damage.
Okay,
So
1d8.
you could apply it to the
Even though it's 3 different shots, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I would double check it, but I'm pretty sure it's only once. It's kind of meant to juice your cantrips,
Okay.
and also like fireballs and stuff. But you could apply it to the crit to get 2d8 out of it.
Okay. 2d. All right. Can I roll these dice on the side and add what I want, then roll, or it doesn't work that way?
I don't know how roll D&D works.
Yeah, I'll just do the. I'm trying to use that little thing on the side where you add all the dice.
Decider, I think you can just add all the dice and roll it, and then if you have any modifiers.
Okay, let's see if it works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and.
I was like, this guy doesn't.
Here we go.
This guy doesn't have any.
Here we go.
Yeah, he takes full on
29.
Oh boy.
Ooh yeah.
So before like he just got bloodied ish, he looks close to death.
And he didn't drop yet, huh?
No.
Darn.
He's very hurt.
I'm remembering what Finn said about moving to the back of the ship, but there's not a lot of friends back there.
It's true.
I'll move up there.
They will take an attack of opportunity on you.
That's fine.
Hagar, we're coming at ye. And they miss.
Okay.
Which is actually
I'm
good
done.
for you because he can't give them an order to attack because they use their reaction.
Huzzah.
You can't use ranged weapons, I'm assuming, in the wind fan situation.
It does not speak about that, Gene. The only thing it says, the gust disperses gas or vapor and extinguishes candles, torches, and other unprotected flames.
All right. So
Nothing about ranged weapons.
So he goes, kill that bloody dog! And this crew, who is mostly out of the wind fan, will just start hurling javelins as Reggie as a reaction.
Sure.
Javelin. Listen, they're technically on a fucking ballista, but they can't use that because it's too close. But I'm going to give them disadvantage because they're in the wind stream. I think that's fair. It's like pissing in the wind. You just don't do it. AC 10, the javelin, kind of heads out. So that was his second legendary. All right. So you don't look good, Dizzy, right?
I really
Okay.
don't.
All right. The were-rat thug he looks mad at you, and he's going to try to kill you. Or the intent is murder, not niceness. Short sword. Oh, I rolled like dicks, so you're good for that one. Second short sword. Nope, I didn't roll on the thing. That will likely hit AC 22.
Big time.
Okay. He will use his sneak attack for this attack. 16 more damage.
Ooh.
Are you still up?
Still standing.
He tries to bite you. And I rolled 2 2s again, which is shout out to the 2 crew, but that's incredible. I've rolled double 2s on advantage for you at least 3 times. But he's trying, and you can feel the maliciousness in this. Like you fought people who are like, we're gonna surrender, and like, we don't want to fight this. This guy wants you dead.
Yeah.
And you can like kind of feel that off him. And that is the top of the initiative, Finn.
Okay, I got some more crazy.
6 seconds have gone by since you lit the fuse.
I got some more crazy. So if you'll allow it,
Sure.
what I plan on doing is this. I want to jump over this group of guys. While I'm in the air, fling one of my psychic blades with sneak attack at the captain, and then my bonus action to fling another psychic blade at the group that I'm flying over. I'm trying to make my way towards Reggie.
Let me see.
If I can't flip, I'm happy to run past them, but I think I'm trying to I'm trying to do a cool thing.
I get what you're saying. They're not going to be able to get an attack of opportunity on you because they've already used their reaction.
Right.
So I'll say this: make me an acrobatics check, and depending on how well you do, will determine how much movement it will take to get through their squares, or unless you have to go around them at some point.
23.
You can move through them like they are normal squares. So,
okay,
they're a 10-foot block. If that helps you figure out your measurement.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to my first attack is going to be at the captain. Sneak attack.
Yep.
That's a 23.
You hit.
That's 9 psychic damage.
Okay. Is there any more damage coming at that from that?
No, that was with the sneak attack also.
Oh wow. He is. You watch blood pouring out of his nose, his ears. There's like a reed on the wind. He is barely standing.
Okay, so can I see that while I'm doing this? Because that'll determine whether I send my second attack at him,
I'm gonna say
or if I attack the other.
Because you declared the flip throw at that you're gonna have to make your second attack at the
okay, that's fair. That's fair. For the group, that's 25.
You hit.
And that is 5 psychic damage to the group.
Okay. A few of them are like, ugh. All right, move yourself
and
where you'd like to be.
Yeah, and I'm going. This is what I. And again, this is if you allow it. My plan is to jump on Reggie, take my ring of water walking off, and stick it on his collar. And then psychically get on Reggie now. There's not going to be a front of the boat soon.
Does Ring of Water Walking require attunement?
It does not.
Interesting. So, I'll say this. You can absolutely get on Reggie. And you can psychically say all of that. So you're on Reggie. You're pretty sure you can just put it on his like finger, like a toe, and it grows to fit its wearer. So you kind of, as you slide under his back leg and slip it on like a pinky ring style, and it whoop grows to the size as you scramble up on the saddle. You are now on top.
Perfect.
Cool. The alpha.
Oh, this is insane.
Here's
this is wild. I love it.
Doesn't really know the context, but he sees at least one of his prizes, the one who escaped his curse, and he's going to. But also, Kellen has fucked him up, and he does not like this. He's gonna spread out some love, I think, because he's kind of desperate. He looks like he's on his last leg. He is literally on death's door. What does he want to do?
Surrender.
No,
Yeah.
he's gone too. This has gone too far. Okay, so he just he will attempt to. He will attempt to bite Reggie, stab
Okay.
Dizzy, and stab Kellen. So, bite against the doggo.
If I'm on him and I use shield, does that work for Reggie?
No, I don't believe you have the ability.
I don't believe it does, but Reggie does get disadvantage on that attack, or the guy gets disadvantage against Reggie because he's mounted.
Yep.
Okay.
Does AC?
I'm sorry, I'm trying everything.
No, I got you. Does AC 12 hit Reggie?
It does not.
Okay. Well, then he misses. He tries to stab Dizzy. With a 19 on the die, he does it. 6 damage, Dizzy, as he stabs you with his short sword.
It'll take more than that.
You should die just like the rest. And then a natural 20 on Kellen.
Ooh, shit.
Can't do anything about that.
It's not so bad. It's only 7 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's him. Bite, attack. Again, he looks like he's dying. Lamont, kind of, you watch him. He's like, kind of like sewing Peter Pan's shadow onto him. He attaches to her, and you watch as her fur and her wings begin to recede in shredded clothing, no weapons, but whatever that seems to have worked. Odysseus shows up. He looks at you from the distance, and he goes, "This fight is not over." And I gotta look at his sheet, see what kind of spell slots he has left. He's
not a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah.
Just a quick point of order. When I was psychically yelling that included Lamont too, because we've been attached.
Yep. I'll say as you're like shouting it, you definitely know he hears it, and then you immediately lose connection with him.
Okay.
As he no longer seems to be a separate entity. Odysseus runs over here and goes, "Get back into it, Disbin." 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus, I guess what his mod is 8. Rennie, you heal 12 hit points as he casts his, I believe, last 3rd level healing word.
So good.
That's why he had to move up to 60 feet of it.
That's clutch. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep. I rolled a d6, and it took him 4 rounds to get here. All right, so Lamont is off the board. Fingers, kind of. Dizzy, what kind of weapons do you have on you?
Besides the one in my hand, right, the silver war pick, I have a javelin, which looks real fucking cool.
Yeah.
I have. Let's see. I have a crossbow, a heavy crossbow.
Okay.
I have a great club, a long sword. No, that's given out.
Yeah. So she takes a moment to
A
scan
short
you,
bow.
and you hear, "Fuck," and then she kind of reaches into her shadow and pulls a sword out from it, a shadow blade about the size of a short sword, and she stabs this dude in front of her.
Oh, I love that.
All right, I actually need to pull up her real character sheet and not her monster character sheet, because she's now in control. She goes, Thank you. Also, already, since you are so close to her, you notice on her turn, her wounds are rapidly closing.
I've made all the correct decisions, is what you're telling me.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. She's fine. She's perfectly normal for a person to heal 10 hit points around. That seems perfectly correct.
Yeah, that's standard operating procedure.
So she cast Shadow Blade, and now she's gonna stab
It's
a
a fucking
dude.
good spell.
All right. So she casts it at the base thing, and it is dark, as I said before. So she will attack. Uh, yeah, she draws a Shadow Blade, and she makes an attack with a natural 20. I'm not gonna roll.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't need to. Uh, so she kind of like nods to you, and as she plunges, you hear this cackling of Lamont as her shadow vibrates, and she just plunges this shadow blade into him. He withers, almost like how Lamont's shadow drain works, and she pulls it out. And he's dead because he has like 44 hit points, and I don't feel like rolling that many d6s. And she goes, "Something's wrong with me, but I think we need to go." And that's her.
Definitely time to go, fingers.
That's her round. All right, Dizzy.
Oh boy. Prepare for glory. All right. I'm going to Gene, what kind of action would it be to grab Kellen and pull him onto Reggie if, for some reason, I was mounted on Reggie? What would it take to pull him on there with me?
I would think it'd be effectively you'd have to use a grapple attempt on him.
Right, because I'm physically moving. That's
So
great.
one
That's
of your attacks.
Sure. I am going to swing this silver warhammer or silver pick into Captain Shanks.
Sure.
You hear me scream, "Grab his jacket!"
AC 12, I don't think is going to do it.
That will unfortunately miss.
Yep. All right, that's fine. My shield is going to flash, like the eye symbol on the shield flashes for a moment, and in that flash of light, I cast Misty Step, and I appear on Reggie's back with Finn.
Cool. I will say, because of how you described it, fingers like shrieks back from the light.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I think it's the power of my cloak, Gene, not my shield. So my cloak flashes that eye symbol.
Sure.
And so I swung. I did this bonus step, and I'm gonna like grab Kellen by like the scruff of the back of his armor and try to haul. Like, Kel, we gotta go, bud. And I'm gonna fucking.
Norm, do you allow it?
No.
Okay.
I guess I'm making a grapple check against Kellen.
Because I'm taking a beat on the captain.
Kel.
Okay, so then make me an athletics or acrobatics, Kellen, and then Dizzy make me an athletics.
Oh my god, my feet might be a thing for the first time.
I think it's
9.
All right, athletics. 11.
Right.
Hey, is there any inspiration, Gene?
There is none. So, Kellen, against your will, you are.
I am not happy.
You are hoisted onto Reggie.
And then
And
Reggie will. That's fine.
What about
Reggie
what
will
about
attack.
fingers?
Well, we'll get there in a fucking. We'll get there when we get there. Is my answer. Reggie's gonna make his attacks.
Sure thing.
Oh god, just some terrible dice rolls here, Gene.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing doing. Just a whole lot of nothing doing. But that's fine. That's not the point of this. Reggie, still having the jump spell on him,
Yep.
is then going to make just a normal high jump, right? Just a full long jump without a running start. What would you say his height is now? Because that matters for jump,
I imagine,
right?
he's a massive, so he's probably like 3.5 feet at the hip, right? Normally.
Right?
So
And
it's
then a
probably
large makes
7
it
feet.
doubled.
Yeah.
7 feet. Okay. I have
need
my
to
little
get,
jump calculator.
and then you times it by 3.
Right. So his without a running start, he can long jump 21 feet.
That he can go to the other ship if he wants.
That's exactly what Reg is going to do.
Okay.
So Reg is going to leap us what? 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to leap us over to here.
In a last act of defiance, the
Yeah, I know.
captain is going to swing out at you.
Me?
Yes.
Ooh, dirty. Yeah, go
Because he
for it.
wants you dead. He wants you dead. Oh, that rolled to a place I couldn't see. With a 17 on the die, that will be AC 23.
Got me.
And that will be for max damage. 9 damage as he stabs into you.
I let out a cry of pain as we leap away.
Are you still up?
I am still up thanks
All
to
right.
Odasesh.
Wow. Wow.
Right, so that was Reg's action to attack. That is move to leap. He still technically has 19 quote unquote feet of movement.
Yep.
Reg is going to start 5, 10, 15. He's going to make his way over here.
Perfect.
So we can all kind of go over there.
All right.
Yeah, and that will be my and Reggie's turn.
Well, I have some good news and some bad news. Let's start with.
I got us off the boat that's gonna explode. I feel like that's the best
So,
news.
Kellen get his turn.
Kellen, not yet. We're still going there. This firing crew mounts up in the ballista, turns it toward this giant dog, and fires.
Ooh.
They are at disadvantage because you're mounted. But they are going to attempt to shoot a ballista at your giant dog.
Gene, can I say there's cover? All this stuff.
Yes. But I rolled a 1 and a 3, so it doesn't matter.
Great.
This also ballista turns and fires. That will be AC 11. So this ship is just pieces are being smashed into it. Like you watch entire crates and barrels get shredded as like part of the wall of the ship gets smashed into because they're just firing a ballista point blank at another ship. All right. And then this firing crew. So these guys, we'll go 5, 10, and leap across. 15, 20. And they will get into engage there. I think, yeah, it might be there. Or it's one back, whatever. Point is, they get into melee range.
Cool.
They're not really smart. So I'm just going to do a D4. And we'll do it Kellen 1, Finn 2, Dizzy 3, Dog 4. With a 1, that is at Kellen. That is a 2 and a 5. These fucking cutlasses going at you, but you defend yourselves. Kellen, it is your turn.
All right, can I still see the captain on the deck?
Yeah, but he has cover.
Shit.
Just means his AC is slightly better.
All right, well, I'm going to use my gun to cast a firebolt. I'll push the other button setting. It'll go boop, and then I'll hit hit him with a firebolt. So I rolled disadvantage, right?
No, he just has pluses to his AC because you don't take disadvantage from
Okay.
firing into melee.
All right. We went from 11 to a 4. 12. Not good enough.
Okay, he holding on to the deck. You see hatred in his eyes. He looks like he's ready to either pounce or flee because now that you're gone. And as the round clicks over, tick, tick, 12 seconds. Boom! The ship explodes. Fingers annihilated in the blast for what you can see. The front of the ship to the back just explodes. You hear screaming. I need all of you to make me dexterity saves because this is going to rock your ship you're on. And there's going to be
Sure.
shrapnel and shrap wood being thrown at you
Uh,
all.
All right, guys. Everyone has +4 to their save.
All right.
Thank
What to their
God.
save?
+4.
+4.
We had 4. 13 total then.
Same, 13.
Okay. All right, they fail. So they're gone. Oh my god, okay. So 13, 13.
9 for me, but a 22 for Reggie.
Okay. And then
I rolled a 2. Boo.
All right, what is your deck save?
I'm sorry, my dex was 10, not 13.
Okay, so you need a 15 for this.
Yep, so I failed.
But I will say this, because you do have cover, you can add +2 to your save.
Only gives me a 12.
Okay?
15 then.
Okay? Yeah, I realize you have cover, so that will give you a +2 to your save. So 15 is what you're looking for? No? Okay. So,
Still fail.
well, since you are not at the center of the blast, this is not going to do as much damage. What is happening at the center of the blast is going to just... Imagine it's going to be much more than whatever happens here. So, that is 8.
Boy, I hope fingers can regenerate that.
8.
Same.
15. 92.
Yeah, I didn't have enough stuff to try to
Okay,
help her,
so-
you know.
Oh, it's cool.
If you failed your save, you will take 21 damage. If you passed your save, you will take 10. And just to give you an idea, I rolled 8d4 because it's a baby fireball that you all got hit with. So what they got hit was way worse.
I slump off of Reggie unconscious.
Okay.
I'm bloodied. Severely
So-
singed.
Huge explosion. Fire erupts. The ship, like the front half, it's just like gone. Probably to the back quarter. So like where the steering wheel of the ship is gone. The captain is likely gone. As you guys get slammed back. Otis says, how far are you from this? Okay. So that's the normal blast, and then that's the extra blast. Okay, so it would be from here. Okay, 20. Okay, so he's also in the secondary blast. Okay, yep. Let me roll a save for him. Oh yeah, he fell, so he takes 21. Oh, but apparently he still has your dope shield hit points. Okay, Otisesh is also blasted by this. And for a moment, your ears are ringing. The ship you are on is fully on fire. You're ready. You are currently dying.
I'm currently unconscious and dying.
Okay, so then we will stay in initiative until someone can stabilize you. It is Finn's turn. Rock, your ears are doing the like vision is hazy. There's smoke everywhere. The smell is awful. There's a bunch of dead goblinoids embedded with like wood and metal chains from anchors. Like the crew in front of you was annihilated. So, what would you like to do? And you see Dizzy slumped over, Reggie. Reggie looks pretty fucked up, I can only imagine at this point.
Oh, Reg is fucked up as hell. Yeah.
Kellen, while he looks bloody, he looks like he's in his element, covered in an explosion.
So kind of like making that quick assessment, seeing that the worst of us is Dizzy, I will take my only healing potion left, and I will pour it down his throat.
All right, roll it for me.
That's five hit points, and I just very weakly look at Kellen and I go, "Kaboom!"
Kellen breathes out, and you see like a bunch of smoke come out of his mouth.
All right. So, without
can I also try to see if I can see fingers, like her body, or at least which way she blasted towards, or
make a perception check, and I will make another check.
I didn't see anything. I got a 7.
You didn't.
Too much smoke.
Yep.
Fire.
Absolutely. So, that's that. All right. You guys get off this now burning ship that also might explode. You're not sure if it has cannons on it as well. You kind of back up, reconvene with Otis Sesh. And, I'm just going to kind of pull you all out over back to your starting square. You watch, the cauldron sinking and burning and exploded. And the night, you hear... Well, you don't hear anything as your ears are bleeding, and it's hard to but you're watching just fire and smoke. The docks are on fire, and you watch as lights and stuff. People are moving towards you. You see ships on the in the distance sailing your way. Lights on, not like spotlights, but like magical kind of spotlights, like. The Navy has mobilized. There has been some sort of explosion at the docks. And this is not
some weird explosion.
And you guys are kind of sitting there like John McClane after Die Hard, wanting to just smoke your cigarette and keep going. But honestly, it's 9:40. And I think that's where we're going to end the session.
All right.
I'm so sorry I blew up fingers, guys. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, I feel like that's the best that could have gone, right? Like, a pitched battle was not the way to, win day.
So I'd like to say this to you, Chris. I had exactly 10 hit points on him. And so you did 9, and I was like, no more extra damage? Okay.
Yeah, I was trying to, no, sorry. That's all I had.
But don't worry, guys. You did great. You killed the bad guy. You may have killed the guy you were trying to rescue. You definitely killed a lot of people. You did commit a political crime. It's fine. Nothing bad. It's fine. Nothing bad. But I will say this. The thing to consider is you luckily freed those 4 people. Because as of right now, you wouldn't have any evidence that anything has happened.
I'm still thinking Keller would just kind of walk away quietly and blend into the background, because we'll get pinned for this.
Oh no! Again, there was a thunder wave earlier in this thing.
Well, if I can, we also have this goblin ledger that I couldn't decipher because I'm a dum-dum. But we have evidence,
You do.
even though we don't know
Yes.
what it says.
You have a lot of circumstantial before you almost had witnesses and people that. So, but now,
And a judge.
Correct.
And a judge on our
Correct.
side.
but unfortunately, you might have to lay your hands to a little bureaucracy due to some damage. But that is for another session, and not this session. And honestly, what's the worst that can happen? You also
Go to
have
jail.
someone. No. I mean, part of your party members. You have someone else who has diplomatic
Who is
immunity.
diplomatic immunity.
So this could just be two warring factions happening in a town, but I think we're going to find out what happens with that next session. And I think we're going to come back next session into essentially the aftermath of all of this. But great job, everyone. I know I made it a little challenging.
No, that was great.
I mean, it was
awesome.
phenomenal.
So, yeah. Well, hopefully you'll find the captain's stuff, because you do want that
Hopefully.
code. But you know what?
Hey, look, Reggie can walk on water. We can go do some searching.
That is true. You can absolutely do that. So, with that, again, it's 9:40, so I think this would be a perfect time to stop, because I would really like everyone to try to be there for dealing with the bureaucracy side.
I mean, what a game to miss, Sam, though.
Yeah, listen, I love Sam, and I get it. But, you know what? It worked itself out. It all happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it made sense in the story of, notice that's just slow and Keffin under giant dog. But he came in with those clutch healing words at the end.
Yeah.
100%,
Straight up.
yeah.
Straight up.
So, all right. Thank you for playing. And you guys have a great night as I switch us over.
Kaboom, baby. Kaboom.
Baby. They stole your stuff.
No, we were inspired by him.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was awesome. You guys did great. I
It
loved
was
it.
so
Yes, it was.
cool.
I didn't put a room full of cannons for you guys not to explode cannons.
Right.
Like,
You don't put gunpowder in the scene if you don't want someone to use gunpowder.
exactly.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah. Again, I had no idea how you were going to handle this. I was like, let's see how it goes, as all good D&D should be. Let's see. I don't know.
Yeah, honestly, I think as a GM, that's the best way to do it. Be like, I've set up this room full of bullshit. You're going to do stuff
Yeah.
to figure it out, defeat it, run on the ceiling. I don't fucking know. But it'll get resolved one way or another. Like,
And as a little peek behind the screens, McGillicuddy drank 3 potions of healings while he was there. Just 3 basic potions
right
of
on.
healings. Going, oh god, I don't got a short rest, but we got to get the fuck out of here, guys. Let's fucking go. So I was like, all right, let me roll those. Okay, and he got to above bloody, and I was like, all right, we're gonna see how this goes. All right, so yeah, good night. Thank you very much.
All right, Gene. Thanks.
All right,
Two
good night, yeah,
more-
oh, that was so fun.
Great.
All
That was
right.
so much fun.
Yeah, great job, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
All right.
Bye.
Laters.